happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 2, Hearts 0. I've got Martin and Darren with me. Darren, another good win, a clean sheet, but I think we had to work for that one today, didn't we?
Work for it's probably the perfect example. I think when you compare it to the first 4 games we've had, was it a dip in quality? Yes, but I think when you take into consideration the international break, like Alistair Johnson, who's playing for Canada, the other side of the world, gets injured, the Japanese players going away, Bernardo under 21s for Portugal, it can probably be hard to go from that balance of playing international and then coming back to the club level. But I don't think we ever really got out of a second or third gear for most of the game, and I think most of the fans probably expected a bit of cricket score, considering that we're in great form and Hearts are in poor form, but football's not like that all the time. I think overall, on the basis of the game, we can probably be quite content that we won by more than one goal and had a clean sheet. I think Hearts had spells in the game. They were more, I don't want to say attacking, but I really just didn't think they would have any sort of threat considering the form they were in, but they did have moments, and I thought we defended that quite well. I thought Carter Vickers was solid. Arne Engels, brilliant for him to score that penalty. I think it takes a hell of a lot of bottle, a 21-year-old kid who's just in the door to say, look, yep, I'll take the penalty, the game's nothing each in the balance, I'll step up and I'll take that. I think that takes a lot of courage, so it's credit to him. And then last 15 minutes was a wee bit edgy. Hearts had a few moments. I think there was a bit last 5 minutes, they had a header, really good save.
Needed that second goal, didn't we?
Needed that second goal, and I'm so chuffed for McCowan, a Greenock boy. I just need to shout out to Greenock. I think he grew up only 5 minutes away from me, and brilliant for him to get his move. I know you've spoke to him, and the way he spoke in the media conference, his answers were brilliant, and I'm so chuffed for him. He's not a young boy, but he's kind of just coming into his peak. And I like he came on against Rangers. I thought he'd done well today. Brilliant ball, like you said to me just a few minutes ago, to start the attack. He's not going to be starting every week. He's only just came from Dundee for quite a low fee in Celtic terms. He's got a lot to prove, but if he keeps doing things like that, coming off the bench, he's going to have a good future at Celtic.
He's going to do well for us, I think. Martin, Engels starting, maybe a wee bit of surprise given how well Bernardo's done the last couple of games, but I thought we started the game well. Maybe Hearts came into it towards the last 10-15 minutes of the first half. They obviously have the penalty which gets overturned, and I just thought through different spells today in both halves the game just got a bit scrappy, didn't it?
It did. I think the big difference between today, I think Darren's right, there was a bit of rustiness, a bit of staleness, but there was chances. We created a lot of chances in that first half, and not just half chances, but really, really good opportunities. I think Kyogo had 2, possibly 3. I think Engels had 1 as well.
Yeah, off the post, yeah.
So you go in there 2 or 3-0 up at half time, as we have been most weeks, getting that good early goal, and probably the way we are talking right now is completely different. We say, we'll just continue that momentum going, but the chances don't go in, and it's a different conversation at the end, and you almost feel as if it's not been a great performance. But I did feel the goal would come. Probably where I felt most nervous, and you would expect this anyways, towards the end of the game. I think 82 minutes, we had an outstanding save. Schmeichel just get down really low,
blank, yeah.
and had Hearts scored then, we might have been feeling a little bit sorry for ourselves now that the game had finished 1-0, and that's the risk when you're only 1-0 up. But I do think it was a game of missed chances as opposed to an underperformance, a game that we didn't play particularly well, and absolutely great when the substitutions come on. It didn't feel like we, the momentum. Actually, it probably felt more so like we got a bit of lift. And before McCowan scored, I thought he's brought a bit of energy and a bit of desire, and you quite often get that with the young lads as well, that they're just absolutely delighted to be there, and almost it's a pinch yourself moment. I'm playing from a boyhood club, and here I am on the pitch, and I want to take advantage of that. So I had a wee feeling he was going to score before he did. I just wasn't quite sure whether he was trying too hard and he was a little bit nervous, or whether the goal was going to come if he kept doing what he was doing, because he was involved in a lot of the play. So I delighted for him, and overall enjoyed the game. Didn't ever feel at risk at Hearts, other than that save at 82 minutes. I thought we were going to have to get a second goal, and of course it came, so relief.
I think we needed it at that time. Darren, what was your view of the 2 penalty shouts, the one for Hearts in the first half and then others?
I mean, when you're in the stands, and I'm second row for the back in the bottom tier, so it's really hard with the naked eye to see, and I've not seen it back on like a phone or anything. I wish they put the replay on the screens, but apparently Willie Collum said midweek on the radio that's far away. But I mean, I've never actually seen this ref in charge of a Celtic game before. Colin Stephen, I've never heard of him. But if you give Hearts a penalty on field at the moment, and then you're actually getting sent to a monitor to to look at it again. I've seen a lot of where they don't give a penalty and then they get sent to the monitor to give the penalty. That was like the other way around, which you don't see too often. Usually whenever they give a penalty with a handball, they stick with it and give it, but I'm sure we were quite relieved for that. If he's gone to the monitor, he's not gave it. Same with the Celtic one. It was down my end, and I was thinking his hand was kind of like that. Wasn't he like outstretched, but it hit his hand clearly. And my opinion on the handball rule is that, you know, if your hand's close by and it hits, especially with a cross or something, it's always going to be really harsh. But me being biased and being a Celtic fan, I'm obviously delighted we got it and stuff. So, I mean, Hearts fans and supporters of our rivals are probably going to be complaining that we got away with one. But I'm sure if we look back and we see it again, we'll make up our own minds.
I have yet to see our one back, but I think the Scales one in the first half that gets given is below the t-shirt line. His arm is out a bit,
okay, but
it's above the t-shirt line, so which is why it gets overturned. Martin, what do you make of Engels all round today? Obviously really calm, slots away the penalty, sends Gordon the wrong way. What do you make of his all round play?
I thought it looks like he's been in that team for a while. He's just settled in really quickly, good composure. He's got a lot of different facets to his game as well. It's not like he's got a single component where you say, oh, he's good at this, he's got pace, he's got finish, he's got distribution. He's a good all-round player. Good composure for the penalty. He done the step thing, didn't he, before he hit it, which you have to be full of confidence and technically gifted to do that. I wasn't quite sure about whether there was a debate over the penalty taker. Was Hatate want to take the penalty?
I think McGregor and Hatate were speaking, because we were talking about that as it got given. We were like, we don't know who the penalty taker is. We had problems last season, obviously. There's not a clear designated one on the pitch, and I think Hatate was maybe going to take it, and McGregor, I don't know if McGregor said,
I think they were talking about it. I think Engels just said, you know what, just give me the ball. That's what it looked like.
But he did thank Hatate for it. He went and gave him a wee pat in the head and a cuddle after he scored it, so I think Hatate must have said, alright, you take it.
Do you know what seemed quite strange? And I know Hatate's not the most emotional type character, is he? And quite often you think, you know, is he in the huff, and it's just like it's just his persona, but I don't think he joined the group to celebrate after the goal went in. I think he walked in the opposite direction. He appeared to go over at the dugout. Maybe just the manager called him over, but it seemed a bit strange that it wasn't a natural reaction to run and celebrate with the other group. But not read too much into that, because we know we've seen Hatate's the way he carries himself, or the way he shows very little emotion in the past. So not read too much into it. But overall, I thought Engels was good. Yep.
Yeah. Subs come on. A lot of changes towards the back end of the game. Darren, Ida gets a goal, ends up getting ruled out for offside. That'd have been the perfect ending today, because I think Ida just needs that, doesn't he, just to get himself off the ground in terms of goals.
He needs that confidence. To be honest, I know he's had a few chances and he was rusty. It was the last home game before Rangers. He was really rusty when he came on, but it will come. And then obviously you had guys like Palmer coming on. I'm trying to think who else off the top of my head. It's hard to remember them back.
McCowan came on, Forrest came on.
I think we're going to see a lot of that now. We're entering the phase where we're playing 3 games a week now. Obviously we've got Champions League, and then we've got the Cup as well. So we're going to see a lot of experiments with the squad. I think that's maybe, we were talking before just as the lineup came out, that we were shocked that Bernardo was dropped. I think Brendan Rodgers maybe saying that he was playing midweek for the under-21s in Portugal, and thinking that we've got a game on Wednesday and it's going to be like that. But we're unfortunately playing 3 games a week. Fatigue's going to kick in, players will need rested, chop and change and stuff. I think that's why Engels started the game, but you know, we're just going to get used to, we play 50 odd games a season, so we're going to have to get used to players maybe feeling a bit sore or needing a rest, etc, etc.
Aye, absolutely. I thought Bernardo done okay when he came on, Martin. That's the big one on Wednesday, obviously opening game of the Champions League against Bratislava. How far away do you think that starting 11 will be today?
I think that's one of the big decisions, isn't it? Bernardo or Engels, yeah. I think, and he's got a range of options in midfield. I think most of the rest of the team takes care of itself. I don't think he's going to make any changes in the back four just now. That might come. Goalkeepers obviously takes care of itself. Obviously the captain in there at number 6. I think Hatate's going to start, and then out wide Maeda and Kuhn, I'm pretty confident, and then of course our talisman up top and Kyogo. So I think the only decision is probably the Bernardo one, and it's a tough decision, but it's the type of decision we want the club to have to make. You don't want your first 11 to be too predictable. That suggests you've not got strength and depth. I don't know who he'll go with. I think he could toss a coin, and you wouldn't be upset either way, would you?
No, absolutely. It's good to have that competition, Darren. Something we maybe lacked at times last season, that depth of quality.
Absolutely.
Arne Engels got man of the match, sponsor man of the match. Who was it for you today?
I would say Engels. I would say that just purely for not just his penalty for stepping up in that, I mentioned that already, but I think just overall in the midfield, I think Hatate was maybe not his usual self today. I think it was a wee bit, not poor, poor's a strong word. I think he underachieved today, but I thought Engels just did the basics right. Like Martin said, he's got a bit of everything. The only thing I don't think he has is that pace in the midfield, but when you've got the likes of McGregor and you've got 2 quick wingers and stuff, you don't really need that. I think he's a really physical guy as well. He looks well over 6 foot as well. Really young guy, so I think we can see a lot more to come from him. Engels was really good. no one else really stuck out for me. I thought Taylor was really good. But I'm going to say Engels.
Engels, Martin, for you?
Carter Vickers was excellent.
Oh, I forgot that. He was really good. Sorry, I forgot
good.
to say that.
Special mention to the keeper. I think 5 games, 14 goals for.
Yeah.
Not lost a single goal.
That equals the
yet.
record, by the way. It equals the record for the start of the season. Consecutive league wins without conceding since 1907, I think it is.
And St Johnstone next, there are no guarantees against any team that we can guarantee we're not going to concede a goal. But St Johnstone next, so a wee chance of keeping that going. Fingers crossed. But I think Engels for me as well. I thought, just involved in a lot of plays, got a bit of composure like O'Reilly had. We've not spoke much about O'Reilly, whereas I think with some of the other players like Jota that have left, it felt like we're talking about them every week.
I agree with that.
And as much as we will miss him, and he was a fantastic player and servant for the club, I think the fact that we're not talking too much about missing him speaks volumes of Engels for me.
Yeah, Engels for me as well. A really tidy debut. There you go. That's it for Full Time Reaction. Like the video, comment your thoughts on the game below. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you very soon for the build up to that game against Bratislava. Cheers.